You just say God doesn't exist. I actually don't think that's likely. Because if I would say that there's no God, then I'm going to have to commit myself to a bunch of things that just seem wildly counterintuitive. I would have to say that everything comes from nothing. I would have to say life comes from non-life. We have no biological reason to think that's even possible. I would have to say that consciousness comes from matter. Again, I have no reason to think that's possible. Nobody's even showed how that is even coherent. How an organization of molecules can cause an immaterial conscious self to pop into existence. All right? I would have to say that objective morality is false, and all we have is subjective moral opinions about things. In other words, well, it's true for me, but not necessarily true for somebody else. But if I were to hold that view, which is consistent with atheism, then there wouldn't be a problem of evil, would there? Because the problem of evil in the world requires that objective rules be broken that we can complain about, not just that things happen that are different from what we want, what we like, what we prefer. Now, all those things seem wildly counterintuitive. I think that effects like the origin of the universe have causes adequate to the effect. I think that consciousness cannot come from matter. But there was when there was no consciousness, apparently, and then there was. What explains that? Well, on my view, I have an explanation. God is a conscious being who made other conscious beings that were also joined to matter, body and soul. Okay, what I'm offering here is that this makes sense. There is explanatory power of this view with regards to the world that we actually encounter.